Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial,
Doctor?
like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial, like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial,
Doctor?
like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the BTSI Show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yes, like I said, I got a new countdown. I got a new intro video. Shout out to DJ Witch Doctor. Robbie, I love you. Thank you for the AI artwork. I greatly appreciate it. I told you guys we are going to change some things this year for season 10. We dropped a short film. We changed the intro. And now I'm going to try to make it my business because I was able to come up with some, well, not fully by myself. I was able to come up with some type of, excuse me, metric system on how I want to conduct my shows. Now, when I do get it off the chest, that's more of a freestyle off the top of the dome. This one, I want to be a little bit more polished. So we're going to try to be consistent. We're going to try to keep it within bounds as far as myself. Now, if I drop the link and I want people to come up, I don't want to have no restrictions on them. Just know how to conduct yourself and know what you're talking about when you come up here. But we're going to try some things a little bit different this season. But like I said, salute to DJ Witch Doctor for the intro, for the new news my new intro music. And I do want to say, girl, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that to me this early in the morning, girl. Don't be doing that. But DJ Wish Doctor and Robbie, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So we all know my guys in the motherfucking building. What up? So how you feeling? Good morning, sweetheart. How you doing? Yes, like, share, subscribe. Hold on. Have you all seen the? Oh yes, I hope you guys have. Have you guys seen my short film? There is Liberty, a BTS a BTSI short film. So please go get that on. D, what's good? And also, I did this for D. Anybody that is watching, I made an error. I think sometime last month. If you are missing a wrench and you know you are a wrench holder on my channel, just type in "Where's my wrench" and I'm gonna get that fixed. So, yep, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing and I messed around and screwed up. So that was my bad. But we're gonna get that fixed in due time. So let's go ahead and start with the show. Actually, before we do, excuse me, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Whoops. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. Jada don't mess me up this early in the morning with that comment. $, the BCSI shows the Cash App. Participant waive all rights to privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $100 during the Cash App giveaway. And let's go back to the traditional format. It, yeah, I don't even make Okay, I didn't even need to make no hot chocolate this morning. Had I know you were gonna stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Quick hits, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into some quick hits, shall we? Before I get thrown off this morning. Let's get into some quick hits. So I wanted to Okay. Oh yeah, and just to let everybody know, we are five-way simulcast. We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, and Clubhouse. We're here, and oh shoot, my bad. One of my moms is here. Moa's in the building. Moa, what's up, man? How you feeling? What's up, bro? I'm good. You gotta give a head these type of rules, bro. I do. You no, that's absolutely correct. Like me telling you guys I was about to do a room 5 minutes beforehand was not probably the smartest idea, but yeah, you're right. That was my bad. I need to be ahead of that. But let's get started. Quick hits. Shannon Sharp. Salute to Shannon Sharp and what he's doing outside of sports. Y'all can't hold a good man down. So he interviewed Kel Mitchell, which is one of my childhoods. We grew up on all that. We grew up on Keenan and Kel, Goodberg, and all that stuff. So trust me, I did not know that this interview took place. I will watch it in its entirety today. But Kel revealed something that I thought it was worth talking about. He said he brought up on how his ex-wife was impregnated by another man, and she got an abortion. So many things are wrong with this. And yes, his ex-wife responded. We'll get to that in just a moment. Talk about the beginning of his marriage. There was an abortion, and I'm pretty sure that messed him up. Now you're talking about that child was never yours. It was actually one of your friends that came over to the house. What? So that that was bad enough. And to find out you was it happened again. Because you guys are already going through some turmoil. You guys are not having sex, and you came out pregnant again. Obviously, Kel's not the father. So, why did I bring all this up? Because later on in another show, I'm going to tell you guys how no good marriage has ended because of cheating. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, Chris, you're gonna have to repeat that. You didn't do a single thing, bro.
Hold on. Let me turn off. Oops. Let me do this. Mic check. Can you hear me, Mo?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Mo. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
When we saw childhood friend that you were talking about, so as soon as you mentioned his name, he went off.
Okay. Okay. Let me do it again. Because like I told you guys, I'm five-way simulcast, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Clubhouse. So, Cass, good morning. How you doing? Kel Mitchell, Kel Mitchell's ex-wife, got impregnated while they were married by another man. She got an abortion, and comes to find out that it was a friend of the wife that came to the house, that visited the house. I don't know how many times, but he visited. And not to mention that she did get impregnated again while they was married. It just wasn't Kel's baby because they wasn't having sex at the time because they was going through some issues, obviously. So the reason why I brought this up is because later on we're going to talk about how there is, no good marriage has ended because of cheating. We're going to talk about that later on, a couple maybe weeks down the road, because I got a couple documents that we're going to talk about next week. No good marriage has ended because of cheating. There was something else going on in that marriage prior to the actual physical act that led to the demise of it. It wasn't the physical cheating. Now the question is, what can you do, or what are you going to do, particularly as a, well, we can ask this to men and women. If your spouse got somebody else pregnant, or as a man, your wife got impregnated by somebody else, exactly what are you going to do? Kel Mitchell decided to stay in the marriage to work it out and hang in there. And we can salute him for that. I can definitely salute him for that. But we don't have any full context of really what went on in the marriage. But as far as, am I going to hold that against him? No, I am not, because when there's some turmoil in your marriage, you don't just tuck tail and run. You gotta stay there like an adult. You gotta figure out. You gotta work through it together. I think Kel did everything he tried to do to revive his marriage. He did his part, so that way, when the marriage ended, it ended. He went his own separate way because he tried everything. He gave it his all. If the other person didn't want to hold up their end of the bargain, hey, I'm good here. I literally exhausted every resource that I can, and you still on that goofy stuff. Time to go. I have no problem with that. Now, his ex-wife responded, paraphrasing by TikTok. She denied the allegations, and she brought up how he was physically, mentally, and emotionally abusive to her. Not remembering certain milestones of the children, like tooth falling out or dying in a car accident or some other stuff. And which is the typical stuff that I'm going to hear. Like, you throw something on me, I'm going to throw something on at you. So that was her response. So I'm probably going to hear about that all day today regarding Kel Mitchell and his ex-wife. But that's the only reason why I brought it up. I want to say salute to him for trying to make a bad situation work. But we will also talk about how cheating, no good marriage has ended because of cheating. Not one, yeah, never came across a good marriage that has ended because of cheating. Shout out to Dr. Ember and IRLs. So yes, I hope you come in the room that day when we talk about it, so I can prove you wrong again. But you know I love you. Um, next on the docket, Shawnee Henderson. I gotta make sure I get her name right. Shawnee Henderson spoke out to people and say her comments about her not being in love with Shaq was taken out of context. And you probably know what PR message is going to come after that. When you talk about your words getting taken out of context, it's going to be the same old, same old. Everybody know that it was real last week and a week and a half ago. And I elected not to speak on this publicly until more information came out, particularly this. She said that she did not She was not in love with Shaq. Shaq, um, I love Shaq, but I gotta say, Shaq, put your cape up. I know you Superman, but put your goddamn cape up. You gotta let her take this L by herself. Came, he said it would be impossible to love me back then too. I would wish her the best. Blah blah blah. Nope, 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 nope. I'm not giving her that. I would have respected it more if she just left it at that. But she said it was taken out of context. You know her character after the divorce, her character speaks for herself. Okay, so here's the thing. Number one, if your character speaks for yourself, you would have got rid of the O'Neill last name when you got divorced. If characters speak for yourself, if you speak for yourself, you wouldn't be looking to denigrate or speak down on your ex-husband if your character speaks for yourself while you're holding his last name if your character speaks for yourself. If your characters do speak for yourself. Sorry, I was reading the message. So yeah, to Shawnee Henderson, yeah, your character does. I agree. You're not to be trusted. I cannot respect your moves. I did not respect your moves after you got divorced, and I'm not going to respect it moving forward unless you actually give me a legitimate reason to say, okay, I'll give her credit for that. Till then, you know what you said, you know what you wrote. You are responsible for your own words in your own memoir. So I don't want to hear that. As somebody that likes to write, I don't want to hear that. I'm responsible for my words. So that way there's no way you can take it out of context. And lastly, um um I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Lastly, Assassin's Creed. This is the last thing before we get to the main topic. Assassin's Creed is doing something that I applaud. I applaud. Matter of fact, I might have to get my PS5 back, or I think it's actually exclusively with Xbox, and I may have to go ahead go through that whole storyline again. Assassin's Creed, they are actually going to do a story on Yasuki, the first Black Samurai, and he will be the protagonist. I've always been interested. I have not done no deep dives. I will openly admit that, but the idea of the first Black Samurai who started off as a slave, made his way to Japan, went through that journey, and actually became the world's first Black Samurai. I'm all for that story. I'm 100% here for it. I wish they will do a. I wish some movies, studios or whatever the case may be, will actually turn that either do a movie or actually turn that into an actual FX series. Yes, I said FX. I think it would do better as an FX series. If they was to do that, I'm all for it. I'm all for the first Black Samurai Yasuki. So I'm here for it, and that is quick hits. Moa, do you have any comments regarding the first Black Samurai, Shawnee O'Neal, or Kel Mitchell situation?
No, bro. Like I said, you called me off guard. It's early morning. You know what I mean?
My bad, man.
Yeah, but it's all good. I mean, um, as you already said, people need to fall on their own swords. They don't need to be let out. That cape has to be gone.
Right. Totally good. Shaq, I love you, but you're gonna have to let your ex-wife hold that L. She made a mess for herself. Let her let her fight her own battles. But let me read the comments, then we're gonna get to the main topic. Let's see. So like I said, shout out to Shannon. Uh, was Kel Mitchell in a cheerleading outfit? Being that it was Nickelodeon, that wouldn't surprise me. I don't recall. I don't recall that at all. Let's see. A friend of the wife and not Kel. Still not a good thing going on, but I thought y'all meant his friend was getting her pregnant. No, his ex-wife's friend got her pregnant. Some have been purely over cheating. Word on the street is that this was an arranged marriage, so he could live his secret life, and she was free to do what she wanted. Seems to make sense to why he didn't leave. I don't. I have no knowledge about that at all. That has been a word for about 2 years. Oh, I definitely didn't have no idea about that. What's good, my guy? How you feeling? Most men don't change their name. Oh, most women don't change their name back after the divorce. But you used it. No, I agree. But in this case, she used it to capitalize her career. If it was Shawnee, whatever her name was, I'm not. And I'm not gonna say that. See, if it was her maiden name, I do believe she would have had some success in the industry just for the simple fact that you were Shaq's ex-wife. If she just relied on her talents, her skill sets, I think she would have been fine. But she had to use that last name that did not ultimately no longer belong to her. So I don't, like I said, I don't respect that. The first black samurai, yeah, the first black samurai, yes, was a slave, Yoseki. I can't wait. I need a movie studio to really pick up that article or that story and actually do something with it because I want people to know more about that history because I don't think that is spoken enough. But ladies and gentlemen, that was quick hits.
Yeah, before you continue,
What's up, man?
Chris. Yeah, so isn't Shaq with the 21-year-old?
Say what?
Isn't Shaq with the 21-year-old?
I
I'm
have,
talking about the basketball.
yeah, I,
Basketball.
I have no clue. Shaq is pretty much free, and he's with everybody.
Yeah, so the thing is, I posted this on Facebook a little while ago, right? Um, you gotta look at it. There were a lot of women that were calling him what is the saying? They were calling him a pervert because he was with a 21-year-old and he's 52. And there was some woman agreeing, saying, "Hey, I wish it was me instead of her." So I don't know, man. I was but surprised, when I saw the posted comments. I was like, wow, some woman actually desiring to be Shaq's woman. You know what I mean? Like literally on Facebook, they just put it out there. They're like, Shaq, if you see me, you know what I mean? I'm here. I'm available.
Yeah, Shaq does a lot of things, especially for just entertainment value, social media stuff, and he might generally feel that way. He doesn't really discuss his personal life like that. So honestly, I could see him hanging around with the 21-year-old and dating him. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he ain't. I just don't know. I really don't know with that one.
Yeah, I just wanted to let we're on fire on that one. The half of the other half was saying, "I wish it was me."
Yeah, a lot of people's gonna say that if they can't have it, they will try to tear it down. That's nothing new to me. D said they were. Chadwick Boseman was cast for the role. I don't know what's the current status of that movie since he passed away. R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman. That is, oh man, somebody better pick that up. Somebody better pick that up because that is a story. Like I will go watch that 10 times in the movie theater. I bullshit you not. Why is there only one like on this video? Yeah, that's a good ass point. Hey y'all, there's 80 of y'all in here. Come on, like the video. Stop playing with me, man. What's wrong with y'all? Thank you, baby. Now let's get into this. There is no such thing as sacrifice in marriages. Again, there is no such thing as sacrifice in marriages. In marriage, excuse me. Now, somebody saying, where are you about to go with this? Just hold on. Matter of fact, let me let me go ahead and just drop this link because who knows? I'm open to being wrong. in this, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, there's a strong possibility I might be wrong, but we're going to talk about it. Let me get my notes back up. There we go. And put this back on IG so it won't be freezing. All right. So let's go. Yes, I am streaming from YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. That's all through one camera right now, and I got Clubhouse on the side, right here. So yes, I am doing a simulcast of 5 different platforms. So yeah, shout out to StreamYard, but the Clubhouse thing you're gonna have to get a second device for that to be ultimately possible. Now, let's.
Yeah, you know why that they did that?
Why was that?
Yeah, so they did that to control the mic on the phone. So if
What?
you
No
use
surprise
any
here.
other app, yeah, if you use any other app, they will basically either lower Clubhouse or they will lower the other app.
Right. And also next stream, ladies and gentlemen, I just thought about it. Next stream, I will do a simulcast. Unfortunately, I don't have it where I can simulcast on Clubhouse and Fanbase at the same time. But I haven't been on Fanbase in a while, so we're gonna do a simulcast through there. So we will definitely get that up and running next time we stream next week, Thursday. So let's get into this. Me and my friend was having a conversation about sacrifice one day, and it got me to thinking. Just through our conversation, it's like, hmm, is there really such thing as sacrifice in marriage? Especially if you're doing it from a particular, you have a particular ideology. So I guess the question is there a sacrifice? But I think the best thing to do is to figure out what do these words mean before we ultimately come down to a principle and a value system. So let's do this. Let's define sacrifice. Um, it's a noun, ladies and gentlemen, and I wish I could. Actually, well, I'll do that later. Sacrifice. Now, an act of slaughtering an animal or person or surrendering a possession as an offering to God or a divine or supernatural figure. I don't think that's going to fit the context of our conversation. So let's try the next definition. An animal, person, or object offered in a sacrifice. Yeah, that's still not it. Let's go to the next one. An act of giving up something valued for the sake of something considered more important or worthy. I think we're going to stick with that definition, but let's see what the verb means. Offer or kill as a religious sacrifice. Yeah, we're not going with that definition either. Let's stick with the noun. Let's stick with the third definition. So, Jesus, sacrifices. We're gonna have to one of these days. We're gonna do a special episode about really breaking down the meaning. Oops, breaking down the meaning of these words and what it really means. Get an etymology dictionary because some of these words don't mean what we thought it meant, and obviously, per no surprise to anybody, people like to use things out of context. And speaking of out of context, during the last call, we're gonna do a Bible work. I need to call something to the carpet that happened yesterday on Hamp's panel that I can't ignore. So we're going to go with this definition: sacrifice, an act of giving up something valued for the sake of something considered more important or worthy. So we're going to go with this definition of sacrifice. Just so we everybody stays with the context of the conversation. Now let's go ahead and continue. Now, what ideology am I coming from this take of there's no such thing as sacrifice in marriage? If you are you can be a Christian, a child of God, believer of God the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, those are your ideologies. That's what we're going to operate out of today. So let's let's keep that in mind. Now, with that, with the definition combined with the ideology, now I need a thought process to go with this with the word sacrifice before we get into the whole marriage idea. So let me tell you what I was able to with all the studying I was doing. Let me tell you what thought process I was able to come up with. So much so that I had to type this down. You know, I'm not playing when I actually know when I'm actually like, okay, I need to take notes and really pay attention and really put this together. So, thought process, sacrifice in marriage. When you give up something more valuable for something deemed not as worthy, what exactly are you sacrificing? The question needs to be put into perspective, especially when it comes to marriage. Marriage is a promise to God that you will be devoted to your significant other. Therefore, there should be nothing more valuable than the marriage itself. Nothing else should come close to the marriage since it is a promise made to the Almighty. Any other desires in your life should be handled before your marriage promises. By doing so, nothing you do to improve your marriage will be considered a sacrifice. Going to work, for instance, is not a trade off to your marriage, as it is an obligation and commitment you have made towards the upkeep of your home and family. Anything that takes your focus away from your marriage covenant is a compromise or sacrifice to your promise. So, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, Doris. Good morning. How you doing? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. What are we saying? Hold on. Let me read this. I gave up pickles and shrimps for one of my relationships, and they were important for me to eat because I love them. But when he started, oops, am I on? Oh Lord, sorry, y'all. I accidentally activated something on my phone, which should not have happened. Sorry. But when he started wanting to bring in turkey bacon, I was Jada, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. So what am I saying with that thought process? Two things. Number one, whatever you was doing before the marriage should not stop because you got married. If your ideology is you being a Christian, a child of God, a believer, a God the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, exactly what are you stopping? What is God telling you to do? What is God telling you not to do when you get married that you was doing before you get married? Good morning, Brenda. How you doing, sweetheart? Should be nothing. It should just be the same thing. The only thing is you made a promise to God, like, I'm gonna make her my wife, and I am going to be devoted to her as you were devoted to the church, there on and so forth. Now, if you're if you're Muslim, a believer of the NOI, I know you guys you have your own ideology. If you are Buddhist, I know you have your own ideology. If you're any other of these religious or spiritual, um, different spiritual entities, I know you guys have your own beliefs as well, and they should be respected. And I do respect them. So for this one, it's from my personal beliefs as a Christian believer, whatever way you want to use. Whatever I was doing before the marriage, I can still do it in marriage. So there's no sacrifice. That's number one. And also number two, another way of looking at this. Whatever I do before marriage is what I do before marriage. If I get tired of it, or I get old of it, or get bored, get yawn of it, I don't care to do it anymore at all. Otherwise, I will still do it while I'm still married. But if I choose to leave it back, I'm not gonna miss it again. Like for example, let's use video games as an example. If you love playing video games, you was a gamer, but sometimes you get to that stage where you're all video game out, which happens. It's okay to get married. It's like I don't need to make time to play video games anymore. I'm good on that. I already did my time. I retired as the champ. Ain't nothing for me. So I'm not gonna miss it. That's not a sacrifice. That's not something of value that I'm gonna miss. So keep in mind those two things I just said. The video game example I just gave, and the other part of whatever I was doing before the marriage that was pleasing to God, I should be able to still do that in the marriage because it's still pleasing to God. Why should I stop? So what is the sacrifice? What is sacrifice? what are you really sacrificing in the marriage? You're not sacrificing anything. It's regular schedule program as usual. Now, some people are going to say strip clubs. Obviously, that's not of the cloth, or that's not of any religious or spiritual entity. So let me throw that out there. But I will say this: if you went to the strip club before you got married, and you got tired of the strip club before you got married, you will not be yearning for it. It will not be of no value when you do get married. Or if you do get married and you still have that desire to go to the strip club, the person you marry should understand that's what you want, and it's up to her if she wanted to stay or go. What I'm saying is, whatever you was doing before the marriage, you should be able to do it while you're married. I know the strip club is a extreme bad example, but that's just an idea of there's nothing should be a sacrifice. Now, obviously, taking that out just to get a clear idea of where I'm trying to land. What I was doing beforehand, I'm going to continue to do, and I'll stop it because I chose to stop, and I will choose to stop that before I get before I get on one knee and ask you to marry me. See, that's another layer of marriage and a sacrifice people don't really understand or haven't really delved deep to figure out. So I want to. So with that being a thought process, so now what's the principle? Now, like I said, the strip club thing was probably an extreme example, but put that to the side or just get rid of it altogether. What's the principle with this idea of there's no such thing as sacrifice in marriages? You don't have any wants worth sacrificing towards marriage. As a child of God, marriage does not keep you from doing the things you want to do in the eyes of the Almighty. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your principle. Your principle is you don't have any wants worth sacrificing towards marriage. So, but the question is now is what is the value system? Oops, I keep forgetting. Sorry, y'all. The value system is this because your desires are aligned with the Most High. If your wants is pleasing or giving honor to the Lord, what would you make? Excuse me. What would make you cease the activities? Yeah, God is saying is like, what you stop before? I didn't tell you to stop. Keep doing what I told you to do. Like, ain't nothing stopping over here. And how did this conversation start? I remember on a segment, "Get It Off Your Chest." I was referencing Aaron O. Strain in a comment that Sherelle made, salute to Sherelle, about sacrifices you have to make towards marriage. I was like, there is no such thing as sacrifices towards marriage. If I'm doing the same thing that I've been doing, and obviously she's not coming from a religious standpoint, so let me shoot her some bell on that part. If what I'm doing is pleasing to God, why would I stop? Obviously, He would have to tell me to stop. But if He likes it, I love it. And He says, "Stop! Don't stop doing something because of this one thing that I bestowed on you and your family. Keep going. What you're doing is all right in my book. So why would you stop? Are you trying to stop your blessings? Are you trying to stop your favors? Are you trying to shoot yourself in the foot? Are you trying to cut your nose to spite your face? What are you doing? Keep doing what I tell you. Uh, keep doing what is bringing glory to the kingdom. What's bringing glory to God's people. That's what that is. So the principle is you don't have any wants worth sacrificing toward marriage because the value is your desires are aligned with the Most High. That's it, and that's simple. So if anybody say, what sacrifices are you making towards your marriage? None. I'm not sacrificing anything. They say, why? Because whatever I was doing before the marriage, I should still be able to do in my marriage. The only thing that changed is don't yeah. The only thing that changed is I have a responsibility to my spouse and to my children, and they're going to get theirs. They're going to be taken care of. And guess what? What I was doing before the marriage will be taken care of as well. Since God never had a problem with it, and if God saw that as an issue, it that He's going to um, deflate those desires prior to marriage. It happens. It's real life. Everybody goes through it, and I mean everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you're doing that is pleasing to God, keep doing it. You know why? Because you're going to do that when you get married. And guess what? If you and your spouse are on the same page, y'all worship the same God, ain't nothing. There's going to be no problem with it. She ain't going to have a problem with it. He ain't going to have no problem with it. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's no such thing as sacrifices in marriage. And I stand by that. And just in case, let me put a star on this comment because I uh, tend to lose stuff in these chats. All right. Moa, what's your take on all of this?
Sorry, I was eating breakfast.
Oh, no, you good, man.
Yeah, I agree with the title. Why are you with someone if you're going to end up claiming it as a sacrifice, you know? Or rice passage or whatever you call it, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't ever advise anyone to ever take their marriage as a sacrifice or things they do for their marriage as sacrifice or chores. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of your marriage if you everything you see in your marriage is either a chore or a sacrifice, you know? It's kind of hypocritical.
I agree. I don't think marriage should be a chore at all. This is something you guys wanted to do. This is something that you guys should have fun to do. Not to say there's not going to be some bumpy roads in your marriage. Actually, if anything, you need to celebrate those bumpy roads in your marriages because that's an opportunity to show how much love and investment you put in your marriage just to get over that problem and come up with a solution. So some of y'all need to praise God for what you're going through in your marriages. That's real talk. So let me get to these comments. I meant it. It was disrespectful. You is crazy. Lordy, lordy, lord. I think turkey bacon is better. I said I don't think I ever had turkey bacon before. Honestly. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Strip clubs are so necessary. Salute to Vapes, man. Matter of fact, Vapes, drop your channel in the chat. Make sure y'all go like and subscribe. Y'all is wild. Shh, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. You know what? Keep it moving. A lot of people look at discipline as boring or as a negative situation. It shouldn't be. They shouldn't. They 100% shouldn't, especially if you are if you create your own guidelines of what you're going to be disciplined and obedient to. These are things that you, as a person, you orchestrate yourself. It's not somebody putting those restrictions on you. You put that on yourself. So the only person you're really going to disappoint is yourself. So you determine what you're going to be obedient and disciplined to. So that way, it should not be boring. It should not be negative. It should actually be a fun experience. That's what I think. Outside that's a private conversation. Kay, what's good? How you doing, my guy? Appreciate you pulling up. What else we got? Just because he didn't strike you down doesn't mean he is fine with it. If I had to use context, hold on. He leads folks to their own devices. Okay. Feels like Sunday. All right, man. Everybody. This is a message for everybody, man. But I just want to put something out there for the masses. There are folks doing wrong out here and been doing wrong for years. Would that mean God approves? No, no. Whatever you're doing should be pleasing to the Lord. Whatever activities I was doing prior to the marriage that aligns with what God's will be done in the marriage, should continue over into the marriage. And as far as, yeah, we're not talking about something that could be detrimental or that could act as a cancer and kill you slowly or softly. We're just talking about the things that the investments that you excuse me, let me put my guy as a moderator. Just say investments that you put into the marriage. Just, oh, excuse me, the sacrifice you make towards the marriage. No, there's nothing stopping. There's absolutely nothing stopping me from doing what I want to do in a marriage. Just like there should be nothing stopping you doing for what you want to do in the marriage. If you like to go out, exercise, wear a certain peak workout outfit, and just show off all. Uh, Let me stop right there because I'm making fun of somebody, and she knows who I'm talking about. But to get back to what I'm saying, if it's pleasing to God's eyes and you have that relationship to God, you know what's going to work and you know what's not going to work, and all of that is taken care of before you get married anyway. So whatever is worked out before the marriage, whatever is approved, can pass through the gates of the covenant. So that's what I'm saying. Before I continue, sorry. Good morning. How you feeling, man? Brother, sorry. Okay, he probably off the mic because I know that's a working brother. So, Chris, does that mindset typically fit every relationship? If you know what I mean, um, that's why I had to. That's why I had to specify the ideologies, like coming from if you're a Christian, a believer, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's that one. The answer to that is 100% yes. Now, outside of that, I'm gonna say you're on your people are on their own, but I honestly think it will work outside because you and like ladies, let's use me as an example. Ladies, there's a reason why you fell in love with me. Everything that I did is why you're in love with me. Why would I stop that when I get married? Because once I start doing that, a piece of me is gonna go, and a piece of what you thought you saw, I'm gonna start to become a shell of myself because I'm not doing what got you here or what got me here. Now, it's one thing if I mature it out or phase it out. That's what we understand that. But if you are so enamored with me and I stop, there's gonna be a problem. For example, if I'm going to the gym every day or every other day, and this is just an example, and you fell in love with that physique along with my personality, whatever desire. Oh yeah, I have to keep that up in the marriage. How I got you is how I got to keep you. So I do think that does apply outside of that does apply in most cases in most relationships. Um, Actually, yeah, it should apply in every relationship. And if you guys are going to mature, you guys got to mature together so that fire can still burn in a relationship. That's what I believe. But that's a good question. It's not. That was just an example. It's not. It's not. Now you can turn your own personal. You can turn your own home into a strip club where it's just you and your. Let me just keep it moving before I get myself. Oh, I shall wear what I want. My. I am done with you, man. And oh, hold up, my guy's in the building. Let me. No, 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 no. Let me fix this. Boom. We here. Papa Blanco's officially in the building. What's going on, my G? How you feeling? How you feeling? So, before we get to last call, there is no such thing as sacrifice in a marriage. And I think that gym analogy was a great one. You fell in love with me because of my physique, and that's how I caught your attention, along with some other stuff. That's what I got to do, continue to do in my marriage to keep you around, to keep the fire burning, to keep the desires flaming. So that way, when you go outside and somebody tries to holler at you, you could say you don't live up to the expectation as my man, but even then, I'm still not dumping him for you. He made a commitment to me. I made a commitment to him. You don't think both parties make sacrifices to make a marriage work? There's no such thing as sacrifice. That's my take on it. There's no such thing as sacrifices because whatever you guys were doing before the marriage is something you guys need to do in the marriage. So as far as making the marriage work, you guys are already like two puzzle pieces that's connected together anyway. So you guys are already bonded more so not necessarily outside of love. It's just because this is who I am as a person. This is what I personally believe, and this is how I move. You just found somebody that moves identical as you, and that makes you guys complete. Everybody has a job to do because these are adults getting married. You do your job, you do my job. You do your job, I do my job. Everybody comes together, and now we could be here because this is where we want to be, and this is how the marriage grows. Anyways, so yeah, there's no sacrifices because we're doing the same thing we've been doing. So what's there to sacrifice? Now people gonna say you gotta pay the bills, you gotta take care of the household, you gotta make sure the lights run, that type of stuff. Those are things you was doing before you got married anyway, because you're an adult. It's called duty, it's called responsibility. Only thing is there's gonna be one more person in the house. And however you guys decide to conduct that house moving forward, it's up to you guys. One person can pay all the bills. Someone can pay half. I'm the component of there's no the only dependents in the relationship need to be the children. So both adults need to contribute to the household. So that's my idea. But as far as sacrifices, no, do what you've been doing beforehand. Just now you got another person who's gonna be there by your side to do the same thing you're doing anyway. You liked them, you fell in love with them, you did all that for a reason. Just enjoy the relationship together. There's no sacrifices in marriage. I know that's gonna be hard for people to believe, but yeah, no such thing as sacrifices in marriage. Because here's how we broke it down. Sacrifice. Oops, my bad. Sacrifices are now an act of giving up something value for the sake of something considered more important or worthy. That led me to set to obviously the ideology of being a Christian, child of God, believer, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And the thought process, and I'll read it again. The thought process is when you give us something more valuable for something deemed not as worthy, what exactly are you sacrificing? The question needs to be put into perspective, especially when it comes to marriage. Marriage is a promise to God that you will be devoted to your significant other. Therefore, there should be nothing more valuable than the marriage itself. Nothing else should come close to the marriage since it is a promise made to the Almighty. Any other desires in your life should be handled before your marriage promises. By doing so, nothing you do to improve your marriage will be considered a sacrifice. Going to work, for instance, is not a trade off to your marriage, as it is the obligation and the commitment you have made towards the upkeep of your home and family. Anything that takes your focus away from your marriage covenant is a compromise or a sacrifice to your promise. So, with this definition plus the ideology and the thought process, that led me to a principle and a value system to place behind that principle, which is excuse me, you don't have any wants worth sacrificing towards marriage because your desires are aligned with the Most High. So there is no that's the principle and the value system that we put behind. There's no such thing as sacrifices in marriage. Um, hold on, Jada, what you say? What if I made a promise to his money though? I'm so ignoring you. If you made a promise to his money, that means what do you how can I say this? Because I used to, oh yeah, what is your how? Yeah, I'm you know I'm not even gonna go there with you. You play too much. Matter of fact, I'm gonna you need to stay by your phone. I'm gonna have a word with you. But anywho, that is your up one. Hold on, quick thing. So you're saying we should just do it and look at it as a sacrifice? There's no such thing as sacrifice in marriage. What you was doing before you got married is what you should do while you're still married. Obviously, you have duties and obligations. That goes. Hold on. So you're saying that we should just do it and not look at it as a sacrifice. I think that's what you meant to say. Um, yeah, it's not a sacrifice. Whatever you're doing before the marriage is what you should do while you're married. If you like to go to the gym before marriage, still go to the gym after marriage. You like to play video games before marriage, still play video games after marriage. If you like, ladies, if you like to, what do women like to do? What do women like to do? That's a real good question. Y'all like to do a lot of things, but ladies, whatever you like to do that doesn't compromise your belief system and your ideologies, I think you should be able to do it um, while in the marriage. I honestly believe so. How can we overcome pride in a marriage? Oh, oh, that's easy. Just remember that marriage is two people. You're invested in him. She is invested in you. You guys are putting each other first, and that's another show we're gonna talk about. The prior who comes first as far as the children, the husband, the grandfather, the baby mama, baby daddy, the mother. We're gonna talk about all of that. But to answer this question, you got to put each other first. That's how you overcome the pride. Because I am thinking about you, you are thinking about me, and since we're thinking about each other, the house is going to win. That that's how you overcome the pride in the marriage. But that is it for there is no such thing as sacrifice in marriage. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. And one more thing before we go. We not out the woods yet. Sorry, are you there, brother? Oh, he's still taking care of business. Ladies, get you a man that's always working and taking care of responsibilities. Now, one more thing before we go. Something happened last night on this must be risky. I just so happened to finish um, strongly agree to strongly disagree, and there was a when I came on, just quiet, chilling, waiting my turn, not trying to. You guys know. I know it's been a while since I've been on the panel, but you guys know how I roll. Just get there, wait patiently, wait my turn, and while I'm waiting my turn, I'm actually giving a chance to let people talk. And with people talking, people get tend to say some of the most stupidest shit that you could possibly think of. Sometimes they say it and it annoys the hell out of me, like severely. Now, I'm going to try to find this let me see if I can find this segment because I want to play it and we're going to talk about it. This is Bible Works, ladies and gentlemen. Although this is last call, this is actually Bible Works. So hold on. Let's see if I can find them. And just to set this up, somebody brought up a Bible verse. And someone brought up a Bible verse, and it was used out of context. So let's get there. So this is the title of the stream was All this unsolicited dating advice, episode 135. So let's play it. Before they try to kick you off, go ahead.
Now, I ain't got really much to say, but I do want to address the lady. I do have to address the lady in the black. You know, since we're talking about unsolicited advice, let me give you some real quick. And it comes from the King James Bible, Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. It talks about, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over a man, but to be in silence. Ponder on that. Y'all have a good night.
Isn't that for the church and the church house?
It's a universal code pretty much.
No. Please quote the Bible. Don't quote it at all.
I just quoted the Bible.
Absolutely not.
That's for the strictly for the church. That's strictly for the church house. That has no domain over here.
All right. Well, anyway, ponder.
So, y'all see this comment, ladies and gentlemen? Nothing infuriates me when people compared to when someone takes the Bible out of context for your own personal gain. I have a problem with that. A severe problem with that. I'm going to work and pray that God really controls my emotions. Let's call it emotions. I'll be fair. It could be passion, but let's just say emotions for the sake of argument. That God controls my emotions when it comes to that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he said, Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. Timothy what? See, if you, I'm gonna calm down. If you read the Bible, let me not say that because I'm not fully versed in all the scriptures in the Bible. Oh, I will be. I will be. And y'all not gonna be ready for that Christopher J when that day comes. I'm telling you guys that's right now. There are some people who hate me as I am now. Wait till I start to elevate myself. Now I'm gonna give you a legitimate reason to hate me. But let's continue. There's two books of Timothy. There's First Timothy and Second Timothy. He didn't even get that part right. He just said Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. Like you just so excited to get this verse up that you didn't even do it correctly. What are you talking about? You talking about Second Timothy chapter 2, verse 12? See, this is what happens when you're so focused on what you want to focus on, you don't know what you're talking about. What's Second Timothy 2 12? Since he didn't guide us to the right destination. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us. That's a great verse, by the way, but that's not what he said because you did not get that part correct. You were so gung ho on silencing somebody or checking somebody that you screwed up. You screwed up the passage. So that's number one. And like I said, that's actually a good verse. I'm gonna put that on my to-do list. We're gonna talk about that verse at another date. Hold on, let me get to the chat. If I make a promise to his money that I would spend it how I wanna, but still multiply it, should he not accept the love sacrifice I made to his money? Because he benefits from spending it many ways. Did he agree to this promise that you made? Jada, was there agreement? Is there paperwork? Was it notarized? I'm just asking for a friend. Just saying. Now you guys come to now that's called an investment, by the way. Not a sacrifice. That's an investment. If you know how to use money, which I'm pretty sure you do, then you guys will come up with a game plan, a blueprint of what this money is going to do, what we want it to do, what we're aiming for, what we got to do to get to the uh, uh, to the finish line. So yeah, that's not a sacrifice. That's an investment. So let me see. Zyrex. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. So non-religious should not quote any verse, even if they have an understanding of it. Okay, hold on. Okay, gotcha. If you get it right, it's on the context. Okay, no, you good. You good. You're welcome. You are free to say whatever you want here. We're gonna have a conversation. So you good, and ain't no issue here. So he said, Second Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. There are two Second Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. Which one are you talking about? Oh, you didn't know because you had your mind made up on what you wanted to say, that you bypass. Hey, like, hey, guy, get out the way, get out. Excuse me. I got something I need to say. Go ahead, move your hair out the way, move your dress, move your rules. Peter, Paul, move it. Let me kick the doors down. I gotta talk to this girl real quick. That's what happened yesterday. Now, what was the verse that he said? It's really First Timothy chapter 2, verse 12, ladies and gentlemen. So let's read the King James Version. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over a man, but to be silenced. For my New Century Version, folks, which I am one of them. What does that mean? Which is, I think, somewhat self-explanatory. But I do not allow a woman to teach or to have authority over. All right, y'all, give me 1 second. Okay, I apologize. I had a phone call came in. I forgot to put "do not focus" on, so that was my bad. Let me see if Mo is still there. Clubhouse, we still here? Everything's still good?
Yeah, I'm
All
here.
right, that. All right, good. Appreciate it. Um, what was I about to say? Because Jesus, that phone call distracted me real bad. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Um, hold on, let me real quick. Jada, did God say no? Cause where did going next question quiz? We'll be right back. And see, this is why I love Jada. Thank you so much. So let's get to what we're saying now. For my New Century Versions, those who read it like the New Century Version, what it is: but I do not allow a woman to teach or to have authority over a man, but to listen quietly. Because, and verse 13, because Adam was formed first and then Eve. Ladies and gentlemen, the context of this matters. Context matters. Yes, there are some things, there are some verses in the Bible where you can take on face value. Yes, it does. But however, what does that verse mean? How did it came about? The Apostle John gave instructions on how the church should be ran, how the church should be handled. If anything, that scripture is notoriously used to make sure that there are no women pastors over a congregation. That also is which also has men in it, because that will go against everything that God's saying. Because hey, sorry y'all, Eve screwed up, and we saw how that happened. We saw what went down with that. Now, what Paul's saying is we're not going to make the same mistakes from the past. So when it comes to the church house, this is how it needs to be conducted. No woman should usurp authority over a man in church. According to Apostle John, this is why context matters. When that individual threw that verse out, he did that to silence DJ. What's your religious belief? What's your spiritual belief, sir? Are you quoting the Bible but not living by it? Now, to what and Zara says, this is actually a good question. So non-religious should not quote any verse, even if they have understanding of it. Well, he didn't have no understanding of that verse. So that's why he was using it recklessly. Now, for me, I'm a firm believer of if you know what you're talking about, you should be able to speak on anything you want. If you know what you're talking about. Now, you try to hold someone accountable to that verse, that's when I'm gonna say, hold on. You may not want to do that because I cannot. Moa is on stage right now. He he he's a he's a Muslim. NOI. I cannot hold him accountable by those standards. I'm in no position to do that.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, sir.
I'm not NOI. I'm a Quranist. So I go by the Quran and only by the Quran.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time so everybody can hear you.
Yeah, I'm not NOI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the Nation of Islam. I'm a Quranist. So I go by the Quran and only the Quran.
Gotcha. Oh, Quranist. I like that. Quranist. All right, my apologies. Moa is a Quranist.
You're fine.
Moa is a Quranist. So I never opened the Quran a day in my life. There's no way I can hold on to those standards because not only have I not read it, I have not researched any context behind it to do that. This gentleman who just used a Bible verse, he used it out of context, and he has no bearing to use that against anybody to silence them. I have a huge problem with that. I will always have a huge problem with that.
Is it who I think it is, Chris?
Oh no. It's not on Clubhouse. Not on Clubhouse. Okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the Clubhouse scholars, no, I don't care about them. I really don't. No. I'm not supposed to say this, but if somebody was to push them down the stairs, I might cash at them $10. Can't stand them. Sorry. But when it comes, because this is done a lot in these spaces, people use the Bible to silence others. Hold on, let me make sure my mic is still good. Okay, we're still good. Yeah, people use the Quran to silence others. I mean, well, the Quran as well, but people use the Bible to silence others. I don't do that because by doing so, you are pushing people away from God. You're pushing people away from the kingdoms of heaven. You're pushing people away from the peace that they've been searching for, but you use it against them. You use it as a sword instead of a shield to protect them from the outside world. I'm always going to have a problem with those people. It will never change. You have my word. And speaking of which, before his name was Paul, his name was Saul in the Bible. He decided to change his name because of the change that he done in himself, because of his alignment with God. Sir, you changed your name. Why are you still moving like the old you? Moving forward, leave the Bible alone in these conversations. If you don't know what it means on face value, you don't know what it means in the context. Leave it alone, especially if you're not living by it. I may not be on these panels. I may not be doing as much streams as I used to. I'm always looking around. I have an idea of what you're doing, and I have an idea of what you're saying. Not just you, a lot of people in this space. I'm usually to myself. I'm usually in these clubhouse streets, roaming around, minding my own business, but I always got an ear somewhere. Leave that Bible alone, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not using it. You're not living by it, or you're not even striving to live by it. Now, does that mean you have to be a perfect Christian, a perfect believer? No. There's no such thing as perfect. Actually, I found out the other day there's no such thing as good. Well, we'll talk about that in another episode. Use the Bible correctly, or don't use it at all. Don't use it as a way to keep people separate, keep God's children separate from each other when you're trying to bring them together, especially if they're not on that type of time that they could be a cancer that can destroy the house within side. What you did was very cancerous. Please don't do it again. I will call you out. I will call any other content. Let me not say content creator because that's a stretch. I will call any other content commentators out. I will call out any content contributors out. I will call out anybody when it comes to that. I will test your gangster in that moment. Every single time. When people can't continue to debate, they go to the Bible. I wish they stopped doing that. I really do. The Adam that whine, complain, blame, shame, and not protector. I'm going to get you when the stream is over. They most likely can't use the Bible correctly because they don't live. They don't live with it. They don't. They absolutely do not. Ladies and gentlemen, it's okay to pick up a Bible and read it. It's okay to have the Bible in your iPhone or in your iPad like I do. I'm literally in the Bible almost every other day because me and my friends, that's pretty much all we talk about every other conversation. It always comes back to the Bible, and we got to be ready to have these conversations. Not a debate. We don't have debates. We don't do that. Matter of fact, that's there's a verse in the Bible where it say you don't need to debate. You don't need to engage in these debates on my half because I'm a standalone. I don't need your help like that. I don't need your help when it comes to those type of things. But I literally had the Bible literally almost everywhere I go because it's now on my phone. So read it. Take some time out of the day and read and just start somewhere. Matter of fact, why don't you start with the book of Proverbs? You can start with Genesis, that's perfectly fine. Or you can start with the book of Proverbs. Actually, I would prefer you guys to start with the book of Proverbs and go through all 31 chapters. Don't skip to 31 to regarding a Proverbs wife, so you could use it as a weapon against the women. Don't start that goofy shit. I'm sorry. Start from verse one, chapter one, verse one, and read it all the way through. Start there. Y'all talk about bringing black people together, but you guys are trying to keep them apart by using the Bible. What kind of sense does that make? It doesn't. That was last call. Moa, any final words, my brother? And
Yeah, I don't. Sorry about that. I don't support anyone ever using any religious texture or scripture to ever, you know, put it in their own opinionated wordage or to use it against women or men, because we have seen it both the man and the woman do this. It's not just man and woman. And then the other thing is that. Yeah, man, like I don't. It's clean cut. Context is king always. You know what I mean. You always need context to understand what a passage is talking about. You can't just say, "Hey, use this verse from this verse, use that from that chapter." Like it becomes a whole chaos at the end of the day. Same thing happens with the Quran, with the people with the Quran. Like they use and abuse women and men with it. You know what I mean? They say this is what it is. You know what I mean? You have to be a good man. You have to be a good woman and so forth. And they're not even checking themselves. It's very irritating, bro. Like I've said this countlessly to both men and women. You have to use the context in every passage. You can't just come in here and just expect, connect one passage to another when that passage has nothing to do with the other. You see what I'm saying? It's very hypocritical. It's very deviant. It's very, it's hypocrisy at its best. Like you can't just abuse God's scripture for you to just do whatever you want to do with. You see what I mean? Logically, it doesn't make any sense. God did not favor man. God did not favor woman. God favored both men and women. You see what I'm saying? So when
right.
you just, when one is abusing the other and the other is feeling compelled to abuse the other because they want their click back, it doesn't make any sense. I've seen it time and time again. It's all over Facebook, IG, all over the social medias. Clubhouse, they do that all the time.
Yep.
Which is kind of weird. Like, it has nothing, like, you open a room just like this, you know what I mean, without the word marriage in there. You could say there's no such thing as sacrifice, and what do you call, companionship or whatever the case may be, and he doesn't even have no marriage. Like we're talking about just a regular relationship. And then you will see a man come in and say, "Oh, well, the woman's supposed to be doing this." And the woman will be like, "Well, you men are not doing this." You know, it's kind of like what? You know, are we kids? Are you a teenager when you're like bickering like kids? It doesn't make any sense, bro. But yeah, I'll leave it at that for now.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. But I think Mo, in this segment, context is king. Context is king. I read the Bible from cover to cover. It was a great read. I'm still not a believer. And guess what? You have every right not to be a believer, and I have every right to respect your decision to not be a believer. Guess what? I still love Miss Doris Myers. I will always show love and respect to her because she deserves it. That's what we're going to do. So you're safe here. I just want you to know that, Miss Myers, you're always safe here. Uh, Thank you for this segment. TMI, I had just got into it with hubby and hung up on him. Decided to, and trying to pop that through. You're tired of got me to listen. Thank you. Hey, it's all good. It is all good. And marriages that happens. That happens a lot. The best thing is let's let's get it out. Let's take a minute to breathe. Let's get back together and let's figure this out because regardless of what we argue about, you still love me. I still love you. We're gonna move together as one. That's how it goes. God favorite woman. That's why he's mentioned many times that women are gifts, the prize, the blessings, prices, etc. Even Jesus gave more praises, purpose, and favors to his women married over his men. I'm gonna have a word with you afterwards. I'm gonna have a word with you afterwards. No, it's okay, Mom. It's okay, Mom. Jada, I got Jada. It's all good. It's all good. It is all good. You better answer your phone after this when I call you. Thank you for answering my question. I'm subscribing and looking forward to your next slide. Thanks again. I'm thank you for pulling up. I greatly appreciate it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, you laughing, Jada. All right. Stay by your phone. See, stay by your phone. Like I said, I love Miss. Matter of fact, hold on. Well, I am slipping. Let me fix this before we go because I got to go to work anyway, and I got a couple of phone calls to make. Particularly this one right here. Yeah, a couple of phone calls to make. So let me go to my.
I called it, didn't I? Before you became, I called it.
No, yeah. She wants to. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. That is cool. I got you, Jada. I got you. Um, let's see. I'm waiting for this to do what it needs to do. Come on, this computer's a little bit slow. Lord knows I need an iMac. All right. I want to make sure Miss Doris knows that she is welcome here, and also, Zara, you welcome here as well. Let me go ahead. Make sure you're taken care of as well. There we go. There we go. Now, welcome to the team. Let's get out here. Mo, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for pulling up. And yes, I will give you guys a better heads up on these early morning streams. Thursday morning is about to be my mornings. Just want to make that a lot of clips for everybody out there in attendance. We're gonna make Thursdays mine.
I got some shifting to do, but other than that, I'm good. I'm good on Thursday. So
all right.
Whenever you want to open it, just give me an hour or two heads up, and I got you.
Yes, sir. I got you. Let me make some changes here. Oh, Jesus! I forgot. This is not how my setup is supposed to move. All right. So before we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, Kasim, where you been at, man? God damn, where you been at? Good people, man. Wise brother, always worth listening to. Like there's some people where so when some people talk, you just gotta like stop talking to yourself and just uh gain all the information with their experience. Kasib is one of them. He's one of the handful of people that I respect in these spaces. But on the way out, ladies and gentlemen, remember there is liberty, a BTSI short film. It is now available on YouTube. As you go to the description, click the link up afterwards. There is Liberty, a BTSI short film. It was my very first. It won't be my last. Like I said, taking my time with it, but we are preparing for the second film. Or we'll, like I said, I'm gonna hold that a little bit closer to the vest, but we'll talk about. I'll let you guys know when that time comes. But on your way out, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all socials. Links are located in the description. $, the BTSI Show is a cash app. Participant waive all rights to privacy. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will receive $100 during the Cash App giveaway. So, thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, there is no such thing as sacrifices in a marriage. Go back, replay, watch it. I'll clip it. I'll put it out. Because like I said, there's no such thing as sacrifice in marriage. Whatever I was doing before the marriage, I'm going to do it in the marriage. And you should too. Especially if we all align together. That's how this works. Clubhouse, appreciate it. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the BTSI Show. I'm your host, Christopher J. I just remember I need to come up with the outro video, but I'll do that on my own side. But thank you kindly. This is Christopher J. signing out. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.
Extraterrestrial, like an extraterrestrial,
Doctor?
like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial, 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 extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial, extraterrestrial.